What if I told you that the original Olympic athletes competed in the nude to honor the gods? Or that the Games once featured events as brutal as pankration, a no-holds-barred fight with very few rules? The Olympic Games are more than a sporting event. They are a deep-rooted tradition that has shaped our understanding of competition, perseverance, and unity. Today, we'll journey through the fascinating history of the Olympics, from their beginnings in ancient Greece to their modern revival. And along the way, we'll uncover how the Olympic spirit can inspire us in our everyday lives. Let me ask you, what trait do you think is most important to becoming an Olympic-level competitor? Perseverance, competition, or unity? The first Olympic Games took place in 776 BC in Olympia, Greece, held in honor of Zeus, the king of the gods. According to legend, the Games were established by Heracles after completing his 12 labors. The early Olympics were as much a religious festival as they were a sporting competition, with sacrifices to the gods and sacred rituals embedded in the event. One lesser-known fact is that, for much of their history, athletes competed in the nude. This practice wasn't just for ease of movement, it was a tribute to the gods, meant to display the perfection of the human body. Imagine the dedication it took to train with the same intensity as modern athletes, but without today's equipment and resources. In fact, the word gymnasium comes from the Greek word gymnos, meaning naked. Nudity was also seen as a way to ensure fairness, as it prevented competitors from hiding weapons or other forms of cheating. More interestingly, these athletes weren't professionals. They were everyday men, often farmers or soldiers who would spend months training to compete in races. The events included races like the Stadion, a short sprint, as well as longer races, wrestling, boxing, and the pentathlon, a grueling combination of running, long jump, discus throw, javelin throw, and wrestling. One particularly intense event was the pankration, an ancient form of MMA, which allowed almost any form of attack except for biting and gouging eyes. Another interesting fact is that the athletes swore an oath to Zeus before competing, vowing not to cheat. The punishment for dishonesty was severe, and statues of Zeus, known as Zanes, were erected, paid for by fines from athletes caught cheating, serving as a public reminder of the consequences. Fast forward to 1896, when the Olympic Games were revived by Pierre de Coubertin, a French aristocrat. The first modern Olympics took place in Athens, Greece, with athletes from 13 nations competing in track, gymnastics, and fencing. The goal of this revival was to unite people across the world through sport after decades of war and political turmoil. In these early modern games, there were just a few events: track and field, gymnastics, and fencing among them. One groundbreaking moment came just 4 years later, in 1900, when women were allowed to compete for the first time. They participated in events like tennis and golf, marking the beginning of greater gender inclusion in sports. The Games had transformed into a global symbol of hope, unity, and progress, but it's lesser known that some male athletes strongly opposed women's participation, fearing it would diminish the seriousness of the competition. Another interesting detail is that the first modern marathon was inspired by the ancient Greek legend of Phidippides, who ran from Marathon to Athens to announce victory over the Persians. The marathon was included in the 1896 Games as a homage to this legendary run, solidifying the iconic event's place in Olympic history. The Olympics have always been a stage for both athletic greatness and social change. One of the most notable moments came in 1936, when African-American sprinter Jesse Owens won 4 gold medals in Nazi Germany, shattering Hitler's propaganda of Aryan superiority. What many don't know is that Owens also developed a deep friendship with German athlete Luce Long, who publicly embraced him despite the political climate. Their bond remains a symbol of sportsmanship and unity in the face of hate. Another unforgettable moment came in 1968 when American sprinters Tommy Smith and John Carlos raised their fists in the Black Power salute during the medal ceremony, highlighting racial injustice in the United States. Few people realized that the Australian sprinter Peter Norman, who stood alongside them, wore a badge in support of their cause, a quiet yet powerful act of solidarity. These moments show that the Olympic Games are more than just competition. They are a global platform for change. Now that we've explored the historical side of the Olympics, let's shift gears and discuss some key lessons we can apply to our lives today: perseverance, competition, and unity. Perseverance. Olympic athletes train for years, often facing significant setbacks, injuries, losses, and moments of doubt. Take marathon runners, for instance. Many don't finish their first race, and even some Olympic-level athletes collapse just before the finish line. But what sets them apart is their perseverance. They train harder, come back stronger, and keep their eyes on their goal, no matter how long it takes. This is a lesson we can all apply in life. Perhaps you've been working toward a career goal but feel like you're stuck. Or maybe you're trying to learn a new skill but aren't progressing as fast as you'd like. Remember, progress is not always linear, but perseverance, pushing through the hard times, will get you to your finish line. One example is someone starting a small business. The early years may be tough, but those who persist are more likely to succeed. In competition. Competition doesn't just drive athletes to perform at their best, it helps them grow. Healthy competition can inspire us to push our limits and aim higher, not just in sports, but in everyday life. Think about two colleagues vying for a promotion. They can either tear each other down or use the competition to sharpen their skills, develop new ideas, and ultimately become better professionals. Even in friendly rivalry, whether at work, school, or within social circles, competition encourages us to improve. One concrete example might be a fitness challenge between friends. You'll both push harder, but the true reward comes from motivating each other to achieve personal milestones. Competing with respect and integrity pushes us to strive for greatness without losing sight of our values. Unity. Finally, the Olympics are a beautiful reminder of unity. The Olympics bring together people from around the world, transcending borders and cultures to celebrate human potential. In today's increasingly divided world, the spirit of unity is more important than ever. In 2021, the Tokyo Olympics provided an unforgettable image of unity when Mutaz Barshim of Qatar and Gianmarco Tamberi of Italy, both high jumpers, agreed to share the gold medal rather than compete in a tiebreaker. Their decision to embrace collaboration over individual victory captured the Olympic spirit perfectly. In daily life, unity might look like collaborating with coworkers on a big project or coming together with neighbors to solve a community issue. In the end, we can achieve far more when we work together. The Olympics remind us that, despite our differences, we are all part of a global team. From ancient Greece to today, the Olympic Games have served as a beacon of perseverance, competition, and unity. These are values we can carry into our own lives, whether we're chasing a personal goal, facing competition, or working with others toward a common cause. So, what's your Olympic challenge? Will you persevere toward your goal, embrace competition, or unite with others to achieve greatness? Whatever it may be, remember, the Olympic spirit lives in all of us. Thanks for joining us on this journey through time. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this one. And don't forget, share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious and stay inspired.